All right. I think I'm on the air. Oh boy. Okay. Thanks everybody for joining. Nothing like last minute sort of snafus to kind of go on during setup, but we're here. So I'll say hello to a couple of guys from overseas. So Paul, thanks for joining, and Philip from UK, both from UK. So thank you guys for joining. Appreciate it. Must be beer o'clock on Friday. So welcome, and glad you could make it. Glad I could make it because I tell you I had to reboot a bunch of things and get prepped, and other things happen. So we've made it, and good to have you here on a Friday at 2:30 for my live stream. We're streaming to Facebook and YouTube and all sort of StreamYard. I didn't really get a chance to set this up sooner than I think yesterday, so I apologize for that. So we'll probably have a light audience today, but glad to have you here. Michael, thanks for joining from Illinois. Our friend Cindy, thank you for joining, Cindy. So good to have you here. And Glenn, good afternoon. Good to see you here. And the Phoenician artist from California, good to have you all. So so today's, I forget exactly what I wrote in the description, but I was going to kind of keep it small. One thing I wanted to highlight was this, miniature live center, and then do a couple of small projects, hopefully two, maybe just one, depending on how the hour goes, and we'll kind of go in from there. So, but first, let me see. I'll just leave it. That's fine. This light is a bit bright today for some reason, but anyway, I'm starting to squint a little bit. It's so bright. So that goes with my setup and stuff. But let's first talk about a few things happening or soon to be happening. So today is Friday, the week before Thanksgiving in the U.S. So Thanksgiving in the U.S. is Thursday. I think it's the third Thursday of the month or fourth. I can't remember, but it's next Thursday. And so, you got Thursday, then Friday, and the weekend, and Monday is kind of the shopping spree time of year. We, of course, will participate. We'll have some specials starting actually Monday in a couple of days, going through the whole week through the 27th of the month. So I don't have any banners for that, but you'll see emails or see it on the website if you check that out. I'm just struggling here to figure out what to do next. Let me go down in the corner here. So first, if I back up, so yeah, small work and maybe a small, I say box. It's really not a box. It's more like a cup or a something like that, or a what's the other thing? Pencil cup, something like that. And then I had this idea for a name card holder. My daughter is getting married next summer, and so it kind of got me thinking about, actually Shelley planted the idea and then got me thinking about how to do it. So we'll experiment with that today. I've never done one, but I've got this idea, so we'll figure it out. So let's see. But here's how to get a hold of me if you need to, and it will answer any questions. Give me a call, email, whatever you wish. Those two work the best. I'm not a huge user of instant messenger and stuff like that, but that might work. Ooh, exciting news, hot off the presses. And Cindy, if you want to drop a link to your Discord server. So Cindy just started a Discord server for a bunch of woodturning Q&A. She's got yet to set up channels and stuff like that, but if you're a user of Discord and know how it works, head over there, and she'll drop a link here, hopefully, if possible. So let me just say hi to a few other people here. John, thank you. Larry, good to have you here. Good to see you again. I haven't seen you in a while. Brian, good to have you here. Thanks for joining. It's always good to see friends and people I've met in person as well as not in person or on Zoom. So thanks for that. Oop, I'm getting obscured here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Cindy Drozer Woodturning on Discord. So in some, I don't know, platforms, that may not show up as a hyperlink, but that is the link to her Discord page. So check that out. And that's the YouTube one. She's posted it on Facebook and stuff. and on StreamYard. So go check that out. It should be fun. We want to build a community where we have a bit of a, at least Cindy does, to build a bit of a forum and Q&A and just connect another way. So Scott, good to have you here. Thanks for joining. Scott Hampton here. Welcome and thank you. So yeah, that's exciting news. Something we just found out about, and yeah, so Cindy Drozda is on Discord. So good stuff. This is what I'm doing today. Well, it's not really. It's the generic banner, but Fridays at 2:30 Central Time every second Friday. So that will be discussed here in a second. Cindy does live streams and other live events for free as well. Keep in touch with her through her newsletter. Sign up, subscribe to her newsletter. She'll notify you what's happening, and maybe she'll notify you on Discord too. So good idea. Then Cindy and I started to doing these sharing sessions together. Last one we did together was a month ago or something like that. We'll have another one on December 1. And let me see if I can find that banner. There it is. Sharing session for interactive Zoom meeting, Friday, December 1 at 1 p.m. Central, noon Mountain, co-hosted by yours truly and Cindy Drozda. So those will be fun. This is kind of a sharing session and also a follow-up session to both of our last IRDs. So Cindy's tapered triangle box and then my bowl turning orientation and techniques IRD, PRD. So feel free to come and share any wood turning you've done, but if you got specific questions around those two demonstrations or instructional videos, let us know. So that'll be a lot of fun. So December 1, and you'll get notified through emails from both of us about this happening. So it should be a lot of fun. Then that's it. Okay. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Next week, 2 weeks from today. So December 1 is 2 weeks from this Friday. So that would normally be my live stream time, but I'm not going to live stream at 2:30. We're going to be live on Zoom at 1 o'clock. So hopefully that works out, and people can get to the earlier one as well. Instead of the 2:30 on Friday next 2 weeks from now, December 1. All right, enough of jibber jabber. There we go. We're live in my studio. So, all right. So, what am I doing? We're going to talk about this live center. So, let's bring up the tailstock in view. This is a little live center that is produced by Cindy, actually. So, it's a miniature live center. We're going to use this today, and I want to talk about it a little bit to give you guys a sneak peek. So, this one is I've been using for a few years now. So it's a little marked up and stuff. I noticed in the stock, in the new one, Cindy, that you actually have your name engraved on the side barrel. So that's kind of cool. This one is an older stock, doesn't have it engraved, but still fantastic little live center. So let me get back to here. Thank you, Cindy, for dropping those links. Very nice of you. And I just want to click on a few things here. I found some comments. So thank you for joining, Texas Woodturner. And Duncan from the UK, thank you for another joining us here today. So we got a good crowd from the UK joining, so that's good. So I wanted to, that's what I wanted to do. I want to present screen share. This one. That is what I'm doing. So here is the, let me just make sure that that's working right. Yeah, so, no, there we go. Add to stage. So there is the, sorry, get myself big up in the corner here. This is the website. If you go to shop, lathe accessories, drives, and centers, you'll find them all there. So there's my Elio drives. There's some robust drives and stuff like that, and the robust center. Here's the miniature live center. So this comes with the one tip, the small point and tip. So that's there on the store. Also, obviously, you get them directly from Cindy as well. So that is what we're looking at today. So let me just remove that, or I'll just go here. There we go. And remove me. So here it is in person. So the nice thing about it is that these tips are actually removable. So there's a double set of bearings in there that fit the sleeves perfectly. This is a micro point, and let me see, zoom, not zoom, but zoom in a little bit. And sorry, I just have to manage all these windows. This is what I get for not starting quite as I should. That's pretty good focus, I think, there. Yeah. All right. So right about there. And this tip, I think, is 3/8. Let me in diameter, which makes it fairly tight and easy to get into. Yeah, about 3/8 inch. You can't really see that. There you go. In diameter. So when you're cutting small diameters at the end, that's nice to have that small diameter. It's indented with a point center, and these are all tips are machined by Cindy in her metal shop there up in Erie, Colorado. And so the one thing she does have is extra tips that can go into this guy. So let me put that down for a second. Pop this little container open, and we'll take a look. These are I don't have these in stock. Cindy has these in stock. I don't. But there's 3 little accessory tips you can use that fit into the same thing. So there's that one. Then we've got, so they all fit into the same plug. They got little hoses on them to kind of keep them safe. So this is just a cone, inverted cone center. It's got a little dimple in the bottom if you got something in there that you don't want damaged. Or if you've got a leftover, cut a tenon off or part of the bottom off, and you want to center around that middle nub of wood that's still there. That's how I've used that before, so that works well. And again, they fit right in there, and the bearings roll on the inside. So there's the inverted cone. There is a cone. Let's get that one next. So, and I believe it's about a 60-degree cone, maybe a bit sharper than that. It looks maybe 45, not quite sure. But that is a small cone center. Again, about 3/8 inch diameter here, which is kind of nice. Oh, and this diameter is pretty small too. It's less than an inch. I think it's 7/8. Yeah, it's about 7/8, maybe thereabouts. 11. I can't remember the numbers. 7/8, close enough, somewhere in there, which is nice if you're doing inside a 1-inch drill. This can go a little bit deeper in there if you're doing like a candlestick or where you have the hole for the candlestick to go into. This kind of fits inside that area, which is how I did my candlesticks. So those are nice. So that's the cone. And then the last one is just a blunt flat end. So just machined flat. And these are good if you're just adding pressure to something, maybe if you're gluing up, or if you want put some cork or leather on here and drive your small piece that way. So some extra tips. She's got those there at cindydrozda.com. We're going to use the standard sort of cup point center today. And number 2 Morse taper and well machine. Let me put these back in its little container. And we'll maybe turn the lathe on today. I had this idea. I also want to do some indexing. I haven't tested out the indexing system on this robust yet, and so if we get a chance, we may do that, depending on how things go. These may not be the projects to worry about indexing, but let's try it. All right, let me just catch up a little bit with some of the comments. Why isn't this big? There we go. All right, I can see bigger things now. Okay, I have a little wired today. Second cup of tea going down. So let's see. Cindy's got all those links. Thank you. Cindy says 3 bearings. Oh, there's 3 bearings and they're not 2. So interesting. So they're packed in one behind the other. It's hard to see down there. I can see 2, but you can't see it there. But you can see there's 2 down in there, or 3 down in there. So Well done. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. Yes, 3/8, 10 millimeter. I should have those in stock. I don't. The reverse cone centers on a 10 and 2. Yes, exactly. Yes, 60-degree cone. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm getting some of these stats right. Not all of them, but most of them. So good stuff. And yes, the live center body is 7/8. So that's, let me get my big head out of the way. So this is 7/8 down to 3/8. Allows you to get in close to stuff. So, and Charlie, good to have you here. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here. So, all right, let's do this first project, which is the thing I'm going to do first today. So I call it first project, but it is it's going to be nameplate holders, and I've got a couple of different. I thought about this for that amount of time before doing it, and so I've got a small block of wood here. And I'm going to use this very small block. I don't even know how big it is. Let's find out together. It's about 1.5 by 1.5 by 2.5, say about, and it looks like it's sycamore. Got that nice sort of lace wood grain to it. And I took on the end, I've got this marking gauge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to offset it. So I'm going to turn, I've put the points offset here. I just roughly guessed about 1/3 of the way across, so not halfway, but 1/3 of the way down. Mark this line across there, and then did the same on the same orientation over here. And then I scribed halfway line across the piece down the center to find the center point. So what is that? Why do I want to do that? So when I thought about this, and let me get this this thing out of the way. It's awfully bright there. That's going to hold there. When I thought about this project, I thought, well, how do I want this to sit on the table, yet have a nice rounded shape, and be able to sit a card in there, place card, say, the spot's reserved for the goddess or the queen or the princess. Cindy will get that one, and Tony, and Shelley. But and Mary Alice if she's out there. But say you want nameplates or name cards around the table at a dinner table, wedding table, Thanksgiving table, whatever it is, then we need to be able to slip that card in there and just have it kind of rest there and the thing to set on the table. So having this offset means that this is going to remain flat, and then we're going to have a rounded edge up here somewhere. I don't know, but something round, if I can draw correctly, like that. And then we'll have to put some slices in it to make the little slot for the card holder. So we'll get to that in a minute. Well, let's just turn this quick and dirty. This is a proof of concept. So I've got the live center there. This is by way of the robust live center, robust tools live center. And then, of course, Cindy's little the miniature, drive center here, live center, miniature live center here. So tighten that up and crank that on. Move that out of the way. Tools, I had to kind of quickly come and gather some tools. I did get my robust, not my robust, but my Carter and Son gouge off. Where's my little tool rest? Oh, it's over there. Excuse the reach. All right, here we go. All right, so let's get a small tool rest, a little 4-inch tool rest. Let me just scoot this over a little bit. For some reason, my camera mount up there is getting shaky. I have to clean that. My guess is dust infiltration. So here we got some offset nature of the turning. So we're going to turn a lot of air and then a bit of wood. And we'll take it down to its round shape on the top side here. And I'm using a big roughing gouge. Why? Well, because I have it and it's for roughing. This is spindle orientated work. And get my safety glasses on. This is a small enough piece. I'm not too concerned. This would probably be a good time to wear a face shield, but I feel comfortable doing this. So we're just going to turn this round. I can't remember if I set this back onto the large or small pulley. I had this on the short or the small low speed pulley for high speed. It is on high speed pulley for last week's or 2 weeks ago. It's when I was turning and making decorating those tops. If you haven't seen that one, I was saying about the top turning on Instagram and Facebook. There is a video I just posted yesterday that apparently is getting some content. Whatever you call it, it's been disabled. I have to fix that. It's licensing issue of some music. But anyway, it's an interesting little video, and you can see the chatter work that accidentally, purposefully happened, if that makes a word. So just rounding this simply with the roughing gouge, turning lots of air, lots of, a little bit of wood, lots of air. We'll turn it till we get kind of round on that one face. And so that's looking good. That's, it's nicely rounded actually on the one side already. So I show that end, then, oops, double punched. There we go. You can see it's rounded already. That took a lot less time than I thought. So I think I might, will I leave it there? I might take it down a little bit deeper to get this wall height a little less. So we'll see what happens after a few passes. I don't want it completely round. This happens quickly, so take your time, stop often. This is very reminiscent of my oval box demo where I do that off center turning as well. And we're not touching this corner yet, or this corner, so that might be good. So that's kind of the idea. I think I want to level it out a little bit and just take a nice final pass. Rub on the bevel here. Let's put that up and show that one. So just rub the bevel, lift the handle until you start seeing chips. Nice smooth pass. Do that again. Doesn't sound like or look like it's cutting much, but it's making a nice smooth pass. And we should have a nicer surface there. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to stop there. And now, what do we need to do? I need this. Oh, I didn't bring out one tool I need, so bear with me as I reach in here behind me. All right, so I'm going to just clean off the end here. I'm going to part off. This end is not quite square, so we'll just use the parting tool to get that sort of square. Let's move the tool rest up as much as we can. Make sure everything clears. I'm going to be cutting on center there, so that looks good. Just to square up the end. And see, I can get pretty close down to that center and have very little material kind of left there to worry about afterwards. So now what do I do, right? So how do we make this like really into a well, I'm gonna do one more parting cut there. I didn't quite get that rough edge there. So one more slice. See if that got it. Close enough. It's a bit of a rough cut, but that's what I'm looking for. So now, let's see. I want to kind of lock this spindle off just to and turn the speed down. And so this lathe, I can't turn it on with that spindle lock in place, which is nice. Very nice feature. So now I want a way to kind of hold the card. So I'm going to take let's go overhead for a quick second. I'm going to take and kind of mark out what I'm going to view as a sort of a place card holder. So I'm thinking it needs a little bit of weight, so probably in along there, and maybe another one in along there, and maybe I can get 4 out of this guy, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's where the parting cuts are going to go. I really need to put a tenon on one end so I can stick in a little chuck and part them off. But as a prototype, this is kind of where I want to get to. So I've got this locked off. I've got this little handsaw. Some of you may have remembered I got this Prime Days a while ago. It's a little folding handsaw. It's very handy. So I like the folding version of this. It's there's the name of it. Just so that I can put it away and not damage the teeth and stuff like that, and something small to put in the kit if I'm traveling. So I'm gonna slice into this. I thought about this. If I pull this up and we undo that and we turn and part those cuts, then what we're going to have at the bottom of that parting cut to make the card slot is we're going to have a rounded bottom, right? So if I look at the end view, this curvature here will be the same curvature if I use a parting tool and cut a slot in it. It's going to follow that curve, right? So and you try and sit a card into a round curve on here, it's not going to sit. So you need a flat bottom cut. And so that's why the handsaw. And so let's lock this up again, get that down so I don't cut into it or knock it. So I'm going to use the handsaw and cut down on top, but I'm actually going to slant it a little bit so the card leans. So we'll cut along here. I think almost looks like I'm going to cut off. So I'm going to back it up towards the line here in the inset picture. So, and we'll lean it this way. So a little sawing action again, being a prototype. This is how we work through the ideas, work through what's going to work, what's not going to work. There we go. Now let's see. What do I have in here? I'm just looking for a little bit of something. Bear with me. I have a bit of paper around. Oh, I got some Post-it notes up there. That'll do. All right. All right, let's write back again. Just want to see how this looks. This is a rough idea of what the Post-it note and place card will look like. So that is leaning back a little bit. If we look overhead, you can see it's sloped back. There's vertical, it's sloped back. So if you had nice printed cards, then that would work. So we'll sit on the table on this flat part here. You'll have a nice cleaned up end, of course, on that thing. So you chuck this guy and do one at a time, go down the line. So let's cut a couple more with the handsaw. And let me know what you guys think of this. I'm going to check the information. Let's see. Tony's here. Thanks for joining, Tony. Good to have you here. Stupid job. Don't we all hate our jobs sometimes? Glenn Dornack, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Another Texan. Love that saw. Yeah, it's a cute and handy little saw. So works well. Could you comment on using straight skew versus curved skew to form beads. Thank you. Yeah, so I've got both, and I'm not the best at turning beads. The one thing the curve skew does is get the kind of the toe out of the way, if you will, so you can see over it. Where's my other skew? So, all right, we'll have a quick sidebar here. All right, so curved skew and straight skew, about the same length and blade, but when I'm cutting with the heel, cutting my beads, then this toe sticks out a bit more over the tip. So the other thing is the they work both well. It just what you're used to, but this has some versatility in peeling cuts and stuff with the flat edge here. This has, can't show it up there at the same time, my hands are full. But they both have advantages. This is easy to grind. This is a bit more complex to grind. And so your choice. But I don't do a lot of beads with my skew. There's much better people to learn from than me. And Alan Lacer is one of them. It's one of his skews I got. Well, let's cut some more. So that's the first one. I'm gauging the cut. So I went a little deep on, oh, my head was way over there. Sorry, guys. I went a little deeper on this side than this side. So I might even that up just a little bit here. And pull it down on this side a little bit. Excuse my head again. All right. Maybe just a bit more. All right, that looks good. Let's do another one back here. Really doesn't take too long with a good, pull saw, whatever kind you have, would work. Checking my evenness on both sides. A little bit more on that front side. All right, let's stop there. And we will maybe quickly put a tenon on this, and we'll throw it in the chuck if we can manage the time. Then we'll part those two off. We'll see how they look. All right, so yeah. I'm going to have an offset tenon. Does that matter to me? I'm looking at this, and if I cut a tenon right here, I think I got to try it just to see what I can get away with. All right. Interesting concept, offset tenon. Want to get this to round, so it's going to have to go down. Sorry, missed a little step there. Don't think that's quite round all the way. No, we're quite a ways away, so I think I have to use my smallest jaws on the O'Donnell jaw set. Putting a small dovetail on it and cleaning up that bottom in there. And I'll just clean off that fuzz. All right. That will go into that's close enough for a tenon for me. That will go into a chuck. And what I'm going to end up doing is just holding it so I can part this off, and this off. I might only get 3 out of this. So yeah, so that's where we go. So that'll be interesting. I would have prepped this blank a bit better, put a much smoother bottom on it. but I can simply take that to a sanding disc on the lathe and sand that off, and I can sand that off and finish them up that way. And so that's what I ended up doing: put a sanding pad here or a sanding disc and sand this nub off, sand the cut off, and sand the bottom. Yeah. Anyway, I think that'll work. I may make a whole bunch of those for. Um, I don't know, new idea. So Tony, there's an idea for your craft show. Let me know how they sell, if they do sell. That'd be interesting to know. Wendell is here. Thank you, Wendell. Good to see you again. And Lowell. So I got all my Texas friends joining: Wendell and Lowell and Glenn and Tony. Thank you guys. Appreciate it so much. So what time? We got 25 minutes or so. So I found this lovely bit of mesquite, and I thought, well, this might make a good, like a toothpick holder, just a cup, a little pot, little pencil cup or open cup with no lid. So what I did is I guessed at the center points on both ends, and the way I wanted this centered was to have equidistance between the center and this heartwood sapwood ring, and then I used my dividers and I figured out where is my perimeter going to be. So I'm going to have a perimeter rim that's going to be all in the sapwood. So my idea is to have this nice yellow at the top of the rim, fade to brown at the bottom, and so sapwood to heartwood. So beautiful color, mesquite. These small branches have this vibrant color. The bigger tree trunks, not so vibrant in terms of color difference. Could be the species of mesquite too, whether it's honey mesquite versus not honey mesquite. I don't know all the varietals, but anyway, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put this between centers, these two centers again, turn and tenon, and put it in a chuck. I have, where's my, oh, there it is down there. I'm not sure what ruler, what size of chuck. So let's see. We're going to have less than 2 inches. So probably my 38 mil. Yeah, probably my number, whatever set, 38 mil set of the O'Donnell jaws will probably go in there. So if I take this down to 38 mil, that's about, let's see, 38 is almost 40. So it's be 19 in the center. So I got 19 there. So it'll be just outside of the brown. So let's go to just outside of the brown on our tenon. And I'm going to put the tenon at the tailstock end. So that's often what I do is I'll put the tenon at the tailstock end. I need to take these things off to see what I'm doing here. There we go. That's in there. All right. This one, I am going to wear a face shield. All the bark is coming off. We're not going to save any of the bark. And that requires me, anytime I do bark work, face shield goes on. So yeah, that'll be good. We'll just use the same rough and gouge to kind of get the bark off, down to yellow all the way around. And then we'll turn a tenon down to close to the brown here. All right. This should be a cool little cup. Oh, very dirty face mask. That's why I didn't wear it earlier. So we're coming up to U.S. Thanksgiving, and we've got some family to see and stuff. So some of these ideas are kind of gift ideas. It kind of follows on our vendor showcase, fall make it crafting vendor showcase we did. So these are kind of little small crafty things that you can do. The place card holders, little cups, toothpick cups, pen cups, whatever it is, or could be a shot glass for sure. Anyway, let's carry on. So speed down, lay it on, double check everything. All right, I think this can go down just a little bit. Turn the speed up. I'll stand a little bit out of the way so I don't get shattered or drenched in bark. It's coming off nicely. It's not coming off in chunks, which is nice. And we are turning a little bit yellow. Just about there. Got a little bit of something still going on there. I want to take a look. Just one side, just barely there with bark. And so we'll take it down just a little bit more. Rub the bevel, raise the handle, start cutting. All right. It's pretty close. We'll get that when we turn it around. Let me measure again. We're about 45 millimeters there, so I don't need a whole lot taken off for a tenon. That's probably 40 mils there. Don't want to go much less than that. I'm going to get that little skew I had. And use it just to get a little bit of a dovetail in there. All right. Let me set up the chuck before I take that off. In case I need to tweak it, I can do that. All right, so here's the O'Donnell chuck, and I wonder, don't know that I can really set this up anywhere for you guys to really see it. Well, let's see. Yeah, so there it is there, and I have to. No, one-shot autofocus is not working as usual. I have to get that fixed at some point, but that should be in focus now. So this takes the O'Donnell inserts, which are these guys, and they go, if I look at one, I should put my magnet pad back up there. Takes a little, the 4 millimeter screw in the side. So that sits on that lip there. And then gets a little screw through this guy. So if you guys, I like these Axminster chucks. I wish they'd let me sell them. So if you want to, write your congressman. Send a note off to Axminster. So these are all numbered, by the way, as well. So there's 2 on there. It goes into number 2 slot or jaw. And this takes the 50 millimeter diameter down to 38. And then the third set, or the second set of jaws, the third size, takes it down to 25 millimeters. So you get pretty small. So this is number 3. into 3. So it's not maybe the most convenient way. If you got the money, you can get 3 individual chucks without these inserts, like machined with these sizes. I think Cindy has done that, at least for one of the sizes. But for a small shop and the affordability of having 3 jaw sets in one, I think it's worthwhile. The other thing I like is that they started this idea or this trend of taking the jaws off with the slides. And so I don't know if that's always been the case. People do, instead of taking the jaws off the slides, take the slides out of the chuck with the jaws attached. And it makes them relatively quick to put together. All right, so rebalance this thing. I'm going to take this off. This is the wrong key. That'll happen. It's a similar key to the Novichok, so I got a little bit confused. So that's going to be good enough. It's not quite the best tenon, but that'll hold it just fine. So we will go with that. This guy over here. And yeah. All right. Done with the live center. And the drive center. Uh-oh. Didn't get the right hole for that drive center. I will get that after the show. Don't let me forget. All right. Richard, good. Thanks for joining. I don't know if I can see that here. There we go. Richard's local guy in Plano. Tony's going to try these card holders, nameplate holders. Thank you. Let me know how it goes. He sent an email to them already. That's good. Why can't you get access instructions? We can buy them, Charlie. Certainly, obviously, I've got them, so I can buy them. But I want to be a dealer, and they're. We had some chats with them, but no go at this point. So I'm kind of disappointed that way. I want to be able to sell them to my customers, and that's just something we haven't gotten to do yet. So let me just tighten up this chuck again. All right. I got a few things I just got to move out of the way. And we'll do a quick bit of hollowing. And I don't know that I'll finish it off, take it right off the tenon yet, because I don't want to really rush this too much. But let's see if that's enough room. That should be enough room. All right, let's clean up the outside. Put a little bit of an idea of the shape on it. I got my radius skew in the handle. So, all right, we'll clean up this end. I gotta refocus that. 1 second. I moved focus. All right, that should be back in focus. And good Lord, Todd, too many things going on. There we go. All right, first bit of cleanup with the skew. I'm going to do a peeling cut. So this is where this sort of flatted, horizontal edge of the skew comes in handy on this style of grind. I'm a little bit too high to peel that to center. And then I'm just trying to get a sense of proportion. That's deep enough. That's definitely deep enough for toothpicks. Probably too deep. It's good for maybe a couple of pencils, but maybe not heavy enough. So we'll probably make it a little shorter than that. We'll probably take it the bottom to probably about there. And so we'll have a nice gradual curve up to that point. But first, we shall, excuse me, eating sawdust. Measure that. That's about 2 1/4. So I'll probably go 2 inches deep and leave that little bit in the bottom. So if I look at my tool I'm going to use to hollow, and I have actually got to do it this way because I'm going this way on it. So I'm just measuring roughly 2 inches to where I need to stop the hollow. So we'll use this little tool of mine to do some quick hollowing here. So this is a half round bar. So it's half round, so it's round on this side to do shear scraping. It's flat on this side to do some hollowing. The teardrop cutter has got a single bevel, and I've got it attached with a screw. So the bevel is down with the flat on the toolbar. That gives me some torque resistance. The tip is still on the bar, so I'm not going to get any torque over from the tip. And I got this nice cutting edge here to give me a nice edge. It's very similar to a small version of a negative rake scraper in terms of shape, except I like the aggressive nature of a single bevel for hollowing. This I might use if I go to smooth out. This nose might be a little bit fat for what I'm doing here. So I need the tool rest back a little bit so I can get my tool in there. See, it's got it's underneath. It's got to be able to escape, so I'm too close yet. So I want to be able to get the tool in there and not have it jam up so I can get out. And I want the tool cutting at center with my handle up. So I need to go up a little bit on this tool rest. So now I think here you can kind of see that I'm going to be cutting. I don't know why that's a little dark. There we go. Let me just verify. Yeah, it's working all right. All right, so I've got the handle up a little bit. Here's level. Here's down. Up a little bit. I'm cutting on center. So, and the teardrop, the pointed part of the teardrop is going to do all the cutting. So let's turn that on. And back here. Let's see, can I put that up there? That might show a little bit. This should probably go quicker if I pre-drilled a hole, but no worries. We'll just Went over to the other side. Had to get my hand on top here, sorry. The further I get over the tool rest, the more control I lose. So I'm trying to do this with a 12-inch handle. I could put on more handle length to help me out, which would be good. I can move my tool rest a bit closer, but I am close to finished already. So if we look overhead, you can see that I'm right at my magnets. So I'm at the bottom of where I want to be. Now it's just a matter of thinning out the wall a little bit and cleaning up the inside and see where we're at. So if we use our handy dandy little microlight, let's see if it's going to cooperate today. I put a rheostat in line with this thing, and it is behaving badly. I've got a loose solder joint somewhere. Tried to fix it with some work. There, it's flickering on and off. You can kind of see it. There it goes. I think it's on. So there, we kind of get a better view. It's flaking out on me. Inside, what it looks like I can see anyway. I have a little mountain at the middle, at the bottom. Otherwise, it's a nice curve to the bottom. So I just need to fix that bottom nub right at the very middle. So I'm going to take my tool. I'm going to go in there and just get under that top and just go up and down until it's gone. It's going to take very little cutting. That's probably got it. Yep, that feels great. All right, now I just want to do a little bit of maybe shear scraping and sanding up the side. So I'm going to take this tool, take those magnets off, don't need those anymore. I'm going to flip over the cutter. So hollowing done. Flip this over. Using the fat end on this round side. I'm going to go in there, drop the handle since I'm on the round side. I've got 3/8 of a bar in the way, and just shear scrape up the inside. I'm not going to touch the bottom very much. I'm just going to shear scrape up the outside, and shear scraping is going to be me tilted over on the side like this, not flat, but over, and that gives me my negative rake between the cutter and the wood. So just a little bit of nice shear scraping on the inside should save me some sanding time. And we look in there, what's going to look better? Maybe this guy. I can move him over. See what that looks like. All right, so you can see down in there the brown interface, or the change from yellow to brown, about halfway down. So that's what we're going to see on the outside here as well. So we got a fairly decent surface, nice contour in there. So let's go around to the front on the side and finish the shaping. Let me double check my depth. Yeah, I'm right on the line in terms of depth. So the foot of the vase or glass is going to be down here just a little bit beyond that. So now we can chase that down. What do I want to do? Let's try a little gouge. I got this little robust 3/8 gouge. We'll finish. Look, it's an hour and a minute. So if you want to stick around, I will finish this up, and appreciate everybody joining and all that stuff. And let's see a few. Comment. Bob Elliott, thanks for joining from Orlando. And Tony says, let me remind you to tell a story about my chuck next Saturday. Will do. Yeah, they're in New York. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Michael, for joining as well. Michael McEwen. Happy Friday to you too. So let me finish this off quickly, and we'll end this session. So just kind of finding where my bevel is. Here comes the brown. I'm just going to try that skew because it might just be. Let me stop and take a look at. That's pretty even. I just got to fix the shape. It's kind of not a very good shape right now. Oh, yeah, that camera needs work. All right, so yeah, that's. Let me just see. Let me just get the right tool for the job. So we're right there at the brown. I'll maybe go a little bit thinner and continue working it. So you're welcome, Duncan. I appreciate it, and hopefully you got something out of it as well. I do like doing these. This is actually good practice for me to get out in the shop and turn something. So sounds like I may get some purposeful chatter on this one too, but it's doing okay. So I think a little bit of parting just to expose the bottom here. Oops, had a little skate there. I'm going to have to fix that. Gosh dang it. A little careless with my skew movement. And this may come down to just a little bit of sanding. Yeah, I can sand the whole thing now, which I think I'll do. And I'll do that offline, I guess, with the rest of you folks. And you'll see pictures of it shortly. So just working around. So Lowell says, do you think the pith at the bottom will crack? This is mesquite. If it does, it's not going to move a whole lot. This has been sitting in my shop for good 7-8 years. So I think it's done doing what it's going to do, but who knows? Who knows? It could. But we'll finish this guy off, and you'll see pictures, and we'll let you know on the social media sites. Anyway, everybody, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Went a little over time. I'm going to finish this guy off, and we'll see you at least in 2 weeks. If until then, have a great holiday week next week in the U.S. for the Thanksgiving. Everybody have a great weekend. Take care, and yeah, we did a little place card holder prototype idea, and so hopefully that that kind of comes out. I'll finish this guy off as well. We'll see some pictures of that, and then this little cup. So yeah, take care. Look for the little live center on Woodturning Tool Store at Cindy Drozda. Look for all the turning tools here, and hope to see you next time. There will be some Black Friday sales starting next week, so look out for those. You'll see emails coming. And other than that, everybody take care, be kind to each other, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.